right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for gathering around here today as we kind of grab our seats. Just some real exciting stuff that we have planned today that we're really we're fired up to announce, and it's been great to see the community really come together for this announcement. And as we kind of look, we have members from the community, we have representatives from the FireWolves, we have representatives from the county and from MVP Arena as we all really come together for this awesome announcement. So not to delay it too much, but would like to invite our Albany FireWolves CEO Oliver Marty to come up and make this announcement for us.
Thanks, Jaden, and thanks to everyone for joining, and also for everybody that was able to join us at last week's Albany FireWolves Foundation 4th annual golf for charity event. It was great weather, and I thought our team did a fantastic job, and it was an exciting day of golf, though I didn't shoot that well. What was more exciting going on was our coach Glenn Clark was playing at the World Box Championships, and just wanted to take a quick second to acknowledge Glenn. For those who are new or don't know Glenn, Glenn was the NLL head coach of the year last year, as well as NLL GM of the year. He was selected as the coach for the Canadian national box team that just competed up in Utica. And just 48 hours ago beat the U.S. to win the gold medal. And so very proud to obviously have Glenn as our coach, but congratulations to Glenn on that. To the news at hand, we are here today because we are excited to announce a 6-year arena deal with the MVP. For us, 3 years ago when we signed an arena deal, it was a leap of faith a little bit in not knowing the partners that we're going to be involved with and how the subsequent period would unfold in terms of ups and downs and how our partners will deal with that. Right off the bat, when we started our season, it was in the middle of COVID, and it was the first opportunity to truly understand the partners we had. Bob Belber and his team worked tirelessly to help provide testing areas, cheek tests, and really accessibility with safety for our crowds, and really build in that first year. That was a very difficult period, as most of you know, but the MVP was right there beside us. Bob Belber and his team did everything they could to help us, and it was at that point in our very early life here in Albany that we realized we had a really good partner. Dan McCoy and his group had been obviously very active in making the MVP an attractive place to come. Obviously there was a major renovation here in the atrium, but the job wasn't complete. Dan had promised us that, look, the final parts of what needed to be done will be done, and despite COVID and the subsequent 18 months, there was a new Jumbotron, a new ribbon board, the dressing rooms were updated and cleaned just as promised, and it's really a testament. Partnerships are hard today, trust is hard today, but now having the experience over 3 years of dealing with the ups and downs and the unpredictability that we've had, knowing that Dan and his team and Bob Belber and his team, Nate here as well, fantastic job in really working with our group to make it a success, make it accessible for fans. So we're excited to announce that and want to say thank you to Dan and Bob for the last 4 years I should say, and looking forward to the next 6. Thank you so much. For those that are new here, just want to talk a little bit about the FireWolves in the upcoming season. Our team put a phenomenal video together that I hope you were able to watch and understand a little bit about what we're doing, both on the field and off the field. The season ends, but the work really starts in the off season, and we've been busy on the field and off the field. Glenn Clark in addition to his duties as the head coach of the Canadian national team, has been very active in terms of our entry draft selections, trades, etc. And so as we look forward to this year, not only are we going to have the NLL Rookie of the Year, Alex Simmons, back, Dougie Jamieson, who was second in the league for NLL Goalie of the Year, but we're going to be adding a few players with very special talent. I think you're going to be very excited. That includes Dyson Williams, who was our #1 draft pick in 2023. He's a special talent. It's going to be very exciting to watch him play, and add it to what we already have as a very young, talented group. Obviously, the goal is to fight for a national championship. Every team is getting better in this league, and due to the hard work by our coaching staff led by Glenn, I think we're going to put a very competitive team on the field as we try and battle to maybe complete some unfinished business from last year. So I think you're going to get a very exciting product, and of course it doesn't just end on the field. Dyson Williams, along with 2 of our other players, will be living in market. And as you saw, it doesn't just end on the field. Out in the community is very important to us. So school visits, community events, including working with some groups and the county that heretofore may not have gotten an opportunity to play this great game. And so we're excited to give back to the community. As I mentioned, our golf outing recently was a great success, and so we really appreciate your support, but also want to help understand how much we are doing in the community to give back. In terms of off the field, our president, Chris Pareka, has been working tirelessly with our group. One of the things you'll hear us talk about for our games is it's not just a lacrosse game. It's an event, it's an entertainment, and so during the off season we work very hard to help put together what I like to call these little events. It's not just a game you're coming to, but you're coming to an experience. And so I think you'll see some changes this year that are exciting. We haven't announced our themes. That's going to be coming shortly. One of the things we've tried to do is lower our pricing and make it effective or affordable, I should say, for everyone. And so this year, we're proud to say that all of our pricing across all our price points has come down this year. In addition, we've added 2 lower priced ticket options, and those should really allow anybody that wants to come and enjoy an experience here at the game that opportunity. We've also worked with the Albany, the stadium restaurant and bar, and the food and beverage group, Airmark, within the facility, along with Bob's help, to really bring some really fun and low-priced food and beverage options for people as well. Our idea is to have people come and watch this game and really enjoy it. And I think some of the changes that we're doing, along with the same things that you're used to with our dancers, with our, of course, Alfie, who probably my favorite, and really the music put together by our team and the entertainment and halftime, I think, is going to be exciting for our fans this year, and only gets better since last year. Again, much of this doesn't happen without the coordination with Bob and his team at the arena. You don't just, put on a special deal for beer or for popcorn. It takes work, it takes coordination, and those are the things that they're not in contracts. They're things you work together, and Bob and his team have been tireless in that effort. It's actually quite amazing. I could bore you with all the little things that occur and need to be done, but needless to say, as I said at the beginning, having Bob and his team working closely with us has been something that has helped us be successful, and we want to continue that. I'd like to thank Dan and Bob again for their extraordinary support and the support of the NLL, and again, thank you for coming out.
Thanks, Oliver. This is a commitment that we are making to the Albany community. We are committed to bringing the highest level of lacrosse to the Albany and the Albany area, greater capital region. And in order to make that commitment, we need that commitment right back from MVP Arena. And so I'd like to invite up Bob Belber just to talk about what this commitment means to MVP Arena and how this 6-year deal is exciting, not just for the FireWolves, not just for the community, but also for MVP Arena. Bob?
Thank you very much. So it's something that's great for the building, it's great for the employees. There's anywhere between 400 to 600 people, depending on crowd size, that work here every night, every game. And so having those people be able to be employed, as you mentioned, Albany Stadium Restaurant and Bar, the downtown businesses really survive based on what we bring in this building. And having 9 extra games plus playoffs means a whole lot. And so that was a lot of the reason for really sitting down and trying to work out this negotiated deal and trying to keep it extended for another 6 years. And when Oliver says that he's very detail-oriented, let me tell you, he is detail-oriented. And it takes time to be able to work out a favorable deal that's win-win, but it's worth it. And this is the second contract now that I've had a chance to negotiate with Oliver. He's a great guy, just a great personality. The whole team and the front office, Chris Pareca, everyone that's on your team in the front office, as well as your team itself and your coach, are first class. And so when I think about all those youth lacrosse programs that are out there and how the coaches themselves of youth lacrosse and the players, the young kids that get a chance once in a while to come in and play on the carpet before the big games, they see who's here in the way of Chris and Mascot and everybody else associated with this team. And this is not an amateur team. This is pro lacrosse. This is the very top lacrosse that you can have. And so we are so fortunate to have the one pro team in Albany that's going to stay here for another 6 years. I'd like to thank Nate Sims, who without Nate, this building would have a real tough time changing over from one thing to another. And Brandon, operations manager, our staff, Aaron, who's there with Mary. And Mary, I know Dan's going to probably talk about you in a minute, just how important it is to have the right staff in the right places. Gary Holly, been with us 34 years, still selling sponsorships like he loves doing it, and he's good at it. But the reality is, we know that a partnership, the arena needs to have a partnership with its teams. So all 3 of our teams' contracts are coming up this year. We're fortunate to have this one done. We're very close on the other 2, but it takes a genuine effort, not just to get the contract and have it done, but then to have our team, our marketing department, go out and help sell more tickets. Our ability to sit down weekly with Chris and with Oliver to realize what's good and what's bad. And in the case of ticket pricing, I think Oliver's really did a good job of explaining how important that is. And we see how important that is with our other teams as well. The Capital Region needs to have family 4-packs. They need to have pricing for families that can afford to come with 3 or 4 kids. They've done that this year. They've made a change. And I think you're going to see another 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people per game because of what they've done this year. And I think that's going to translate to 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people per game. And that's what they need to make sure that they stay in this building. And we as the building are no longer looking at it like it's their problem. We're looking at it like it's our problem. We're part of the team. We want to be part of the family, and we want the public to realize how much this building is dedicated to make sure that they are successful so the public can come back and the fans can enjoy seeing this great sport. So with that, I want to introduce a man that I actually adore. I think he's done a phenomenal job. Oliver mentioned the first season that he started was right when COVID was stopping. Well, this gentleman, the county executive for Albany County, Dan McCoy, was giving reports every day about testing results and how many people had COVID and all the things that a great politician does to make sure the public's informed of that kind of an issue that's going on in the community. Here in the building, we were social distancing. We were tied back in seats to make sure people sat 6 feet apart. Nate and our guys made sure that that first season happened and the changeovers happened the way that they needed to. And then gradually we were able to get the people to be able to come closer. And today, here we are. Hopefully COVID never happens again. But let me bring up Dan McCoy. He's done a phenomenal job reinvesting in this building, putting in the things that Oliver needed and the other teams needed to make sure that the public has a great experience, teams have what they need to operate with, and somebody that really supports the teams and supports us and our management. Dan McCoy.
I'm going to lower this for the short guys in the room. But I do want to say he was just trying to be nice, because I go, when you were talking about how the arena looks and everything else, I just leaned over to him. I go, Bob, please tell me you did your office over. It doesn't like Brady Bunch anymore, because they even did the house over for Brady Bunch. And if you went in his office, he swore he just did it 3 weeks ago. And is that true? It was the old paneling. I felt like I was in a dungeon every time I walked in his office. And I'm like, Bob, you gotta step it up here, buddy. But everything's said, but I do want to say this. One of the most intriguing things was meeting Oliver and his team in the beginning. And Bob goes, hey, these guys came into town, they want to meet you. And I go over with my deputy at the time, Dan Lynch, and we sit down. And I thought the Times Union editorial board was tough. We sat there and Bob goes, it's just going to be some friendly questions. They're going to, and we sit down. I'm like, whoa, did I miss the memo on this? And it went from crime to this, to that, to the community involvement, how committed we were. And I'm like, this is not the way Bob explained it to me. It was the first time you'd done that to me. But I walked away from there saying, I actually have somebody that's really committed, not just to the team, to the players, to the workers, but to the community. And I loved it, because I didn't mind being on the other side of that table. I just wish I was ready, because then I would have just gave it back to you. But I think you and I are about the same golfers, so I think we had the same day that day. Then maybe I'll take on lacrosse, but I think you'll beat me in that too. But it's the commitment of the players giving back, and Oliver kind of touched on it a little bit. We have a Parks and Rec, and it's about kids that don't have the opportunity to be exposed to something like this, or actually run a summer camp here and have professional players to teach them, to look up to show them how they got to where they got, and to inspire that child to do extraordinary things, that something they might not have thought of doing. One of the things when we renamed the arena, the MVP Arena, was with Chris Lavecchio and his team and my team, was really not just about the naming rights, but it was given back to the community, and that's why we did the Innovation Fund, so we can get into the right zip codes of kids that don't have an opportunity to come here. And coming out of the recession, a long time ago, and then coming out of COVID, families can't get away. It's, some families struggle to put food on their table, pay the rent, pay the mortgage, pay the electrical bill, the telephone bill, but they want to come here with their families. And I had to tell you, Oliver got it. And I laughed because I wanted to see who was going to prevail out of this one. I did sit back as a spectator and watch what was going back and forth with the tickets, and you're spot on. Because it really is about giving people an opportunity to come here who have a couple children, to do it cheaply, and to see a great sports team, like the FireWolves, play at this level that we have in our backyard, and just forget about life's problems for the day and root on your team. And we do got to, Coach, we do got to beat Erie County. I can't lose the Mark Palm cards again. I just can't. I can't. I want to take them down. If I have to suit up that day, I will. All right, I'm a good blocker. I'll just grab their legs and hopefully they don't shake me off. Can you tackle? All right, forget it then. So, bring him in. But I do want to say this deal to the community involvement, a 6-year deal, 3 years with 3 years extension, means a lot. It means a lot to the suite holders that are here, to the commitment of the fans, knowing that we're going to continue to build this base of fans and show the community what great stuff's going on here in the arena, but the commitment. So I do want to say, Oliver, not to underscore everything, I do appreciate your commitment, not again to the team and to the players, and to the workers, but to the community as a whole. And I do appreciate that as county executive. To Bob and his team, thank you. As always, you're always doing a great job getting things done. We give you a hard time, but in all honesty, your contract's not up, right? All right, I can say something nice now. In all honesty, that you do. You're always here getting stuff done. It's extraordinary to watch the flip over. Chris, I just got one goal. Maybe a smile. There you go. All right, no, never mind. Go back to that smiling. But I do want to say this is a great opportunity. I hope people watch this, families see this, and to escape reality of life's problems, what a better way to do it to come down here and see great lacrosse and enjoy yourselves for a few hours and see a great team that's so passionate to watch them. I look forward to it. And the only good thing is, and the reason why I'm talking so long, my former deputy, who's now a Supreme Court Judge, Dan Lynch, thank God, I got rid of him. I could never get to the lacrosse. I didn't realize what a fanatic lacrosse he was about lacrosse. And his son, you guys gave me a lacrosse stick. His son took it. I tried to go to his house and take it off the wall, but I got threatened with being arrested. But it was just interesting because I was sitting there going to Bob, this is something different for me now because now I can like sit down and really get involved more because my former deputy did not let me because every time someone had a meeting with the lacrosse or we had to meet, for some reason I got taken off the schedule and I was laughing. Bob goes, how come you don't come? And I go, Dan doesn't let me. And I go, he never tells me. But this is going to be fun going forward. And again, we look forward to supporting you in the community, being here with you, rooting you on. November 30th, I believe, is the first game. Go to the MVP website, look at the new deals going on with the tickets for families, and come down and be part of the excitement that's going to be starting November 30th and be here every day for their game. So thank you.
All right, and just as we kind of wrap this up, just want to extend a thank you on behalf of my team to all of our partners, definitely all of our season ticket holders. Thank you for being here. This extension is for you and for what you bring. And there's so much energy that we saw last year at MVP Arena, and it was great to be in the finals and see people really rallying around and gathering for this young and really exciting team led by Glenn. It's really been awesome to see the growth, and we expect to see that growth continue over this next 3-year extension. As Dan said, November 30th, we are encouraging fans to wear white for our first game of the season. There are going to be some really exciting things that we will continue to announce beyond just signing Dyson and this building extension. There are a lot more things that we have continuing to develop on our team, and it's been great to be a part of this awesome, like I said, growth. That's really what this is, and we've seen it across the board from our partners and seeing the increase in season ticket holders. What we say is that it's one game and you're hooked. If you haven't experienced it, it is more than just lacrosse. It is entertainment. It is an experience, and we're excited for everyone to really see what we have to offer to the community this year. Oliver will be sticking around to answer a few questions after this is all over, but I want to thank you all again for coming out today, for tuning in remotely. We're just happy to see the community really rally behind the best lacrosse team in the National Lacrosse League this year. And thank you all so much for coming out, and we look forward to seeing you all on November 30th.